So for today's video, let's talk about probability. We will have the introduction of probability and the important vocabulary of the probability. We will also talk dun sa buong coverage ng probability kung ano yung pag-uusapan natin for this quarter. Let's start. So let's start with the definition. So according to the definition of probability, this is a branch of mathematics that deals with uncertainty. Okay, it is a measure or estimation of how likely it is that an event will occur. So sa madaling salita, ang probability ay pag-aaralan natin yung percentage, fraction, or amount ng measurement kung mangyayari yung isang bagay or hindi. So we're not trying to guess what will happen but to measure that possibility. Okay, so yun yung pagkakaiba ng probability dun sa guessing. Pag sa guessing, inuhula mo, pero sa probability, you try to measure and calculate the chances. Now, let's see the words na related sa probability. So kapag sinabi nating probability, syempre related dyan yung chance, ano ba yung chance na magkakatotoo yung isang bagay or hindi, o yung possibility, sinasabi natin. And also, yung likelihood. Kapag sinabi nating likelihood, yung pabor dun sa, for example, kapag ba sumali ka, papabor sa yung sitwasyon. So that's also talks about probability. And yung certain, yan, makikita natin yan madalas kapag sinabi nating certain, sure. So, ibig sabihin 100% na mangyayari. And uncertain, pag naman uncertain, yung kabaliktaran ng certain, which is 0%. Though, sa mundo ng probability, bihira lang yung certain saka uncertain, lalo na kapag real life scenario. So, we all know naman na everything is possible, diba? So, wala talagang zero or certain talaga. Except na lang kapag syempre gumawa ka ng sarili mong scenario na 100% na mangyari or hindi 100% na mangyari. But in reality, certain and uncertain are actually rare cases. And then same with impossible. Na pag sinabi natin impossible, imposible, so 0% probability yan. Now, ito yung goal natin to discuss probability for this at the end of the fourth quarter, yung second half niya. So, we will illustrate experiment, outcome, sample, space, and event, which we will do sa lesson na to, sa video lesson na to. And then number 2, yung tree diagram, systematic listing, and fundamental counting principles. So actually, tatlong ways to ng pag-count ng possible outcomes. Kasi may separate tayong discussions about counting the number of possibilities in a given experiment. And we will do that in 3 ways. Yun nga yung tree diagram, systematic listing, and fundamental counting principles. However, at the end of the day, we will focus more on counting principles kasi ito yung pinaka-practical na pinakamabilis kasi sa totoo lang naman talaga, hindi mo naman kailangan mag-draw kapag nag-solve ka ng problem. So, mas practical yung solution lang. Number 3, finds the probability of simple events. So, pag sinabi nating simple events, ito yung mga simple experiment lang. Let's say, for example, rolling a die, tossing a coin, drawing a card, spinning a wheel, and so on and so forth. Or maybe we can create our own experiment na mga simple lang. Okay? Kasi may dalawang klase to. May simple events, merong complex events. Number 4, apply probability of simple events. Yun nga, yung kapag nalaman na natin kung paano siya sinasolve using the experimental given, then we will try to solve actual real-life problems involving probability of simple events. So let's proceed to our first vocabulary. Ay, dito muna palang mga sample. Okay? So, what are the possible questions which could be solved using probability? So, look at this one. What is the probability of getting head when I toss the coin once? Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na simple experiment. Okay, tossing a coin. Any kinds of coin, pwede naman, as long as na meron kang outcome dyan. Now, what is the probability of getting spade when I draw a card from the deck of standard cards? Ayan, yan pa yung isa sa mga simple events na tinatawag natin. Another one, ito naman yung another phase ng probability, no? Meron kasi tayong tinatawag ng mga simple events. Tapos ito yung mga medyo malalim na application ng probability na hindi naman natin actually itatouch kasi kailangan na natin ng data gathering dito. For example, what is the probability of having a typhoon this month? Syempre, hindi nakukuha yan sa simpleng experiment. Okay? Nalalaman yan ng pag-asa kasi from the very years na ini-study nila yan, iniipon nila yung data so that they could actually conclude base dun sa mga data, nakikita nila yung pattern, kailan ba malapit na magbagyo, nagbabago ba yung humidity ng hangin, kumusta naman yung temperature ng dagat, and so on. Lahat ng yan is nakaka-apekto dun sa formation ng typhoon. And we know na nasa Pacific Ocean yung typhoon, di ba? So ini-study nila yung specific na ocean na yon para nalalaman nila kung kailan may papabuo or paparating na bagyo. And no wonder, nape-predict din nila kung kailan, gaano kalakas, ano yung speed niya, and so on. Okay, yun yung isa sa mga advantage ng probability sa human life kasi it could save lives, lalo na kapag sinabi ng pag-asa o yun magkakabagyo, so maglilikas na sila. Another thing is sa industry naman. Other than in science and technology, ito mas madalas sa industry, no? For example, what is the probability of buying an expired candy from the store? So ayun naman yung may related sa pag-check sa pagkain, di ba? Yung Department of Food and Drugs, meron tayong tinatawag. Okay, syempre, hindi naman din nila i-check lahat yan. Let's say for example, meron kang factory ng candy, thousands of candies yung ginagawa mo. They will not check that one by one eh. They just do it in random or experimental, tapos kukunin lang nila yung percentage kung within the margin of error ba siya. At kapag hindi, syempre, hindi nila papayagang ilabas yung product. So, ganun lang siya. And of course, probability pa rin yung umaandar dyan. Yung mga standard nila. And then we will proceed to our vocabulary. Okay, so 5 tong vocabulary to, all throughout, involved sila sa mga pag-uusapan natin, so we need to be familiarized. At the end of this one, I will give you activities wherein may mga statements that you need to identify kung anong vocabulary word yung dinadescribe niya. Let's start with number 1. That is referring to activities such as tossing a coin, flipping or tossing a coin without looking, which could be repeated over and over again and which have well-defined results. So, this vocabulary is referring to experiment. So, magkaiba kasi yung experiment na term na ginagamit sa probability tsaka yung experiment na ginagamit sa science. So, take note of the word repeated over and over again at which could have well-defined results. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Matuturing lang na experiment ng isang activity sa probability kapag kahit ilang beses mo siyang ulitin, dapat yung number of possibilities hindi nagbabago. Okay, such that hindi mo lang alam kung ano yung magiging outcome. Pero dapat yung number of possibilities niya hindi nagbabago. Let's say for example, kapag nag-flip ka ng coin, kahit ilang beses mo siyang i-flip, laging dalawa lang yung possible results. At hindi yun nadadagdagan at hindi yun nababawasan. Just like in rolling a die, lagi lang siyang 6. Just that hindi mo lang alam kung ano yung specific na lalabas, syempre, pero lagi lang siyang 6 possible results. Yun yung tinatawag nating experiment. Kapag yung number of possible results is nagbabago or changing siya, whether nadadagdagan man or nababawasan, every time na ginagawa mo yung activity, hindi yun matuturing na experiment sa probability. Okay? Ibang-iba siya sa science. Kasi sa science, hindi mo alam what will be the possible result, right? Kaya ka nga nag-experiment using the scientific method. However, in mathematics, we are not after doon sa magiging result talaga eh. We are just computing for the probability. Kaya magkaiba sila ng concept. And then let's proceed to number 2. Results of an experiment is outcome. Paano naman natin i-describe yung outcome? Let's see, for example, meron kang deck of card na 52, tapos bumunot ka ng isa, and then yung result mo is ace of diamond, yun yung tinatawag nating outcome. So in short, hanggat hindi mo ginagawa yung experiment, hindi ka magkaka-outcome. Kaya nga siya outcome, result ng experiment. Okay? So magkaka-outcome ka lang kapag ginawa mo ng actual yung activity. Let's say for example, nag-toss ka ng coin, then the result is head. Whatever the result, yung tawag natin doon, outcome. Okay, let's proceed to the third one. Ayan, set of all possible outcomes in an experiment is what we call the sample space. Okay? Ito yung tinatawag natin kanina na well-defined result. Dapat yung experiment, hindi nagbabago yung bilang ng sample space. Okay? So kapag sinabi nating sample space, lahat ng possible na magiging result. Let's say for example, sa single coin, meron kang 2 possible results. So yung sample space mo, 2. Sa dice, meron kang 6 possible results kung isa lang yung dice. Sa card, kung isang card lang yung bubunutin mo, may 52 possible ka. Kasi lahat naman ng nandun na element is possible na maging result. So lahat sila counted. Okay, dumadami lang naman yung sample space kapag dumadami yung subject ng experiment mo. Let's say for example, 2 na yung coin, 3 na yung coin, 4 na yung coin, and so on and so forth. Okay? But still, hindi pa rin nagbabago yung sample space hanggat same yung number of objects mo or subjects dun sa experiment. Then the last one is what we call the individual outcome in the sample space or what we call the sample point. Now, kung yung sample space ay set ng lahat ng possible outcome, yung sample point naman, kapag nag-pinpoint ka lang ng isa, let's say for example, you roll a die or dice once, so there are 6 possible outcomes in yung sample space mo, tama? Ngayon, kapag interested ka lang sa isa, let's say for example, I am interested in getting the probability of 5. Ilang outcome, ilang outcomes yung dun sa 5? Isa lang, kaya tinatawag natin siyang sample point. Kumbaga ito yung singular ng sample space. Okay, kapag interested ka lang sa isa, sample point 'yon. Ngayon, anong pagkakaiba ng outcome dun sa sample point? Okay, again, yung outcome, actual result ng experiment. Kapag yung sample point, you just have to pinpoint. Okay, kumbaga gusto mo lang bigyan ng pansin yung isa sa mga maraming possible sample space. Yun yung sample point. Hindi mo kailangang gawin yung experiment para magkaroon ka ng sample point. The moment na ni-recognize mo yung isang element dun sa sample space, sample point na yung tawag doon. You don't need to do the actual activity. Okay? This is just for the sake of somehow discussion or pointing out the one that you want to get the probability. So yun yung pagkakaiba ng outcome saka yung sample point. And then the last one is what we call the event. Ano naman yung event? Okay? Set of outcomes having the same properties. So kapag sinabi nating event, ito yung parang plural form ng sample point. Okay? For example, sa rolling a die, interested ka dun sa even number. Gusto mo kunin yung, kapag nag-roll ka ng die, gusto mong kunin yung probability ng even number lang, hindi yung odds. So, ilan ba yung even number sa rolling a die? There are more than 1, right? 2, 4, 6. So, kapag more than 1 na yung isang kapag more than 1 na elements na yung interested ka, hindi na sample point yung tawag doon, event na sila. Tapos kung mapapansin mo, yung mga elements ng event, meron silang same properties. Let's say for example, yung even number, kasi nga 2, 4, 6 are even numbers. So meron silang same properties. Pwede rin namang add or pwede rin namang greater than 2, which are 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So marami namang way para i-classify mo sila into one group. Yun yung tinatawag nating event. Okay? Magbigay tayo ng sample. Let's see for example, mag-spin mo ako ng wheel na may colors na blue, red, and yellow. So yung primary colors natin. Kahit ilang beses ko siyang i-spin, lagi lang 3 yung possibility, 'di ba? Unless magdagdag ka ng color. Pero syempre, considering na all is fair, matatawag natin siyang experiment. Ngayon, kapag in-spin ko yung wheel, tapos ang result niya ay red, yun yung tinatawag nating outcome. But let's say for example, pininpoint ko lang, gusto kong makuha yung probability ng blue, pero hindi naman ako nag-spin. Ang tawag natin doon, sample point. Ngayon, kapag naman ginroup mo sila, let's say for example, I am interested in getting the probability of yellow and red. Event na yon kasi more than 1 na siya. Okay? So that's how the 5 vocabulary in probability works. Kung paano sila ginagamit sa isang actual na problem. Ngayon, gusto kong sagutin nyo itong mga to. Okay? So, identify the probability word or phrase that is being described in each of the following statements. So, 1 to 5 yan. Okay, yung gagamitin nating pagsagot dyan, yung 5 vocabulary kanina, experiment, sample space, sample point, outcome, tsaka yung event. Okay?